Happy New Year. Todd's first. Just put it down right here. Well, there's one of you here. I think it's still Todd. At any rate, I was going to talk about some of this tournament information, what I have and what I don't have. What's up, Matt? Happy New Year. So I was just seeing if anybody was going to log on here, and so far we have Matt and Todd. There's 3 of you now. Anyway, just kind of wanted the room to maybe fill up a little bit before I started talking. But how you feeling, Matt? Yes, Todd was first. If you're not first, you're last, Todd. So, at any rate, like I said, I have all of the tournament sign-up sheets made. I have the sheet made for the tournament for fish weights and big fish and all that information. I also have the rules and regulations. But I only have one important signature. Now I sent these in way back the beginning of the second week of December, the permits. I do have an approval from the Army Corps of Engineers. I do not have the approval yet from the Missouri Highway Patrol. I don't know what's taking so long. So I really don't want to sit on May 1st as the date, just in case. So we're going to leave the date out of it. The date could move a week or two either way, probably into the warmer time. We'll see. But right now, I'm just a little nervous about the Highway Patrol not getting back to me yet, because without that, I really can't move forward and plan an exact date. So I was hoping to get it today. We did have mail today, but not so much. Right on, Matt. I hope she makes a speedy recovery. Sorry. I'll tell you what, Matt, I'm going to do this. This tournament's going to happen, and depending on the success of it, I'd like to move it around. And cheers to that. No, don't be crapping yet, Todd. I just don't, I'm not moving the date yet. But I do need that piece of paper from the Highway Patrol. So, right now, though, it's still May 1st. I am going to hold off on actual... no, I'm not. I'm going to put the sign-up information up tomorrow. If anything changes, I'll let you know. But just to get started, this is what the official entry form is going to look like. Okay? It's got your name, address, phone number, email for each boater. There is going to be a cap on this. We are going to cap it at 75 boats. If half of that shows up, I'll be absolutely amazed. But 75 is going to be the number that I'm going to cap it at, just to control it. This is the first one, you guys, and it's going to be a lot of work, and I'm not afraid of it. I want to be able to control it and not let this thing get so out of control that I can't handle it, or people that I bring in to help me can't handle it. So along with your personal information there, it'll be whoever the boater is. I'll need your boat registration, the state and number. And that's purely for if something happens, we can find you or whatever. And then I'll need the signatures from team member 1 and 2. If team member number 2 is under 16, the parent will have to sign with them. And at the very bottom, you'll see for official use only entry number. That I'll assign you as people registered. That won't be your starting position. I'm going to do that with either, like they do it on TV, with ping pong balls with the number, and you pick them out of a bag when you do the last sign up before launch. So it's either going to be that or like raffle tickets, and whatever the lowest number is. We'll probably start on a 1 down to 75. You just draw it out of a hat, and that's your starting position. Right now, we have it tentatively set for 6:30 to 3 p.m. That could change an hour either way, depending on sun up and weather. Now, the sheet that I'm going to be using the day of the tournament, it's got the team. Team name will be here once we get them all. Entry paid with a check mark. We'll have driver, cell phone. We are going to be checking for live wells and coolers, as well as that you have your PFDs, your life jackets. The majority of the other stuff, I mean, it touches on it in the rules, but whatever the Missouri State guidelines are and the Army Corps of Engineers guidelines are, those are the rules we follow when on the lake. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but it is listed in the rules as well. But I got a spot here about reading the rules that each boater's going to have to sign. Then we got number of fish, limit weight, big fish weight. Big fish weight for under 16. So there's going to be a payout for an under 16-year-old. And I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, if it's going to be a gift card or cash. I don't want to screw up anybody's scholarship potential. And I've also decided I'm going to add a cash prize for the biggest crappie caught. Just one crappie. So it will be a 3-fish limit, 15 inches or bigger, to keep any of the 3 species in the lake: spotted bass, smallmouth, and largemouth. And like I said, you can have 1 crappie in your box at weigh-in. You can't have more than 3 bass in your live well, period. And it's a gentleman's sport. Nobody's going to be out there looking in your live well. Just do the right thing. Everybody will be happy. Oh, you'll have lots of notice, Todd. I'm going to probably find out in the next week exactly. Yeah, I think a 15-pound bag is going to win it. But, you know, there's that. And the rules, there are 13 of them. Oh, my God. Layla's out there going bananas. Hang on. Will someone let Layla in? All right. 3 per boat. 3 per fisherman's too much. It's a team tournament or an individual tournament, but no more than 2 people fishing per boat. I'll revisit. Yeah, Vino from Chateau Saint Michel up in Washington State. So anyway, back to the rules. Basically, it's open to all individuals, male or female, 16 years or older. Under 16 may participate with a parent or guardian. Tournament officials reserve the right to reject any entries we feel are not in the best interest of the tournament. I don't really know any of those, so it's in there just in case, but the entry fee is $200 per boat. And there will be a $35 service fee if any checks get returned because of insufficient funds. Like I said, tournament hours 6:30 to 3. We might amend that to more like 7 to 4 or even 6 to 4. The launch of the event will be determined by drawing the morning of the tournament, and when you get your gift bags and you sign in that you're actually here, you'll get all that stuff, as well as I'm jumping ahead here. Safety boating conduct must be observed at all times. Each competitor is required to wear a life jacket when the big motor is on at any time. And like I said, it's a gentleman's game, you know, but try and follow the rules. And you know, due to some of these safety rules, the organizers and officials of the event are not responsible for any accidents. Sportsmanship, respect other anglers, do not fish within 100 feet of another angler or fishing party. Any disagreement with parties, they'll be removed from the competition without a refund. There's no exceptions. This is supposed to be for fun. Only tracker boats, any model, aluminum boat. Tackle and fishing methods. Only artificial bait may be used. No live or cut bait is permitted. All bass must be caught alive and in a legal sporting manner. No snagging. Each competitor may only use one rod at a time. No more than one bait in the water at a time per fisherman. And no trolling. No competitor may leave the boat to land or catch a fish. So if your fish is in the dock, you cannot step off your boat to go get that. Let's see. Missouri DNR and Missouri Highway Patrol regulations will be followed. All participants are required to abide by all state DNR and Fish and Game regulations. Scoring. A limit of 3 bass, largemouth, small, spotted, may be weighed in. Must be no less than 15 inches long. Lengths will be measured with mouth closed on a golden rule. A short fish brought to the scales will result in a 1 pound penalty. Dead fish will not be weighed. All culling must be done on the lake. No team may have more than the tournament limit in the live well at any time during the event, for the exception of the extra crappie. But we're talking about bass in that sentence. And we might do a walleye, we'll see. Emergencies, competitors shall remain with their partners in the boat at all times during the competition, except in the event of sickness or having to use the bathroom. The weigh-in procedure will be on a first-come, first-served basis. Participants must be back at the ramp at the appointed time. If you are late, you will be disqualified without exception. Allow time for travel or breakdown. All fish will be released with the exception of trophy bass that'll remain in a holding tank until after the weigh-in is completed. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not. It's just in there. I think I'd rather get them back in the water. And then the tournament officials are not responsible for any weigh bag failures. You're responsible for your own bags. $7 or $8, Todd. And what your weigh-in bags will be supplied by the contestants, meaning you. So make sure you have a weigh bag for your team in your boat. Okay. A lot of fishing tournaments I've noticed use protests and polygraphs. It's in there. I don't want to use it, but there is a lot of money on the line. So what that boils down to though is somebody thinking somebody cheated, and I don't want to see any of that. So I hope we don't have to even look at that. And rules interpretation. Interpretation of these rules will be left exclusively to the tournament director, which is me. The decision of the tournament director will be final in all matters. Infractions of any rules result in disqualification. The tournament director will have a protest committee. There will be other people there that are not biased, or they're unbiased. They're not fishing in the tournament. They have nothing to do with fishing. And I got a couple notes here. You're going to get a blast off tag, or a little, it's going to be a little piece of like construction tape. It's not sticky, it's like caution tape with the number that you draw in the morning on your boat. You can tie it to whatever you want, but it's got to be on your boat. And whatever method that I use to give you your blast off number at sign in the morning, dead fish, what? Hold on. Whatever, like say I use a ping pong ball. When you come back in, somebody's going to be there as you come into the marina to take your ping pong ball. And we'll go through that on day of, because it's impossible to say where this person's going to sit right now. Yeah, it's a huge penalty. If it's only a 3-fish tournament and one of your fish is dead, that could be a lot of weight that you're losing out on. Most of the time when I fish in tournaments, dead fish just don't count. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that. I know these live wells can hold fish all day, for a fact. Tournament will be held rain or shine. In the event of severe weather, though, like a tornado or something, it will be rescheduled or canceled, and the money will be given back to you. Might still have the food though, because I'm gonna have to pay for that like a month in advance. And that's that. If anybody wants to know what the deposit's going to, it's food for each competitor. So the way I have the food broken down is the $25 a person. That's the $50 fee. And that fee will be refundable up to about a month before the event. Because right up to a month before the event, I'm gonna have to pay for it. So that's something to think about if you're on the fence. Oh, we can party at my house. When the tournament does happen, partners come in the same vehicle, please. It's the hardest thing about this is logistics, about how to get 75 people in the same place and park. All coolers, etc., must be in the boat at the time of inspection of your live well. And I really don't care what's in your cooler. You're all adults. But what I care about is not people not having fish in them. And the entry must be received or postmarked by April 1st, 2021. And all of this stuff is going to be on the tournament Facebook page. You can sign it out. You can sign these sheets and mail them to me, or we can do it online. It's up to you. All my information's there. Just send me a message on the Messenger app for this, and we can go from there. But I mean, it's pretty simple. This part's the easy part. The hard part is the logistics part of it, where there's a million docks around the lake, but there's not a million docks that can support 75 boats plus. There's going to be more cars because there's going to be people helping and setting up and all of that. And I do have a meeting coming up at the end of next week with the charitable cause, which is going to be the veterans group. I believe it's 813 out of Branson, Missouri. And that's going to be our cause. And we'll go from there. Yeah, the food's going to be good too. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use one of the higher end barbecue places around here. I saw that, Todd. I got about 100 new people since you did that. Thank you. But it's everything is progressing. No, this tournament is not canceled. Not by any means. That's not what this was about. I am just hell bent on making this proper and doing what it takes to do that. So that's about all for the tournament. The weather's been terrible here. I did sneak out and fish a little bit on New Year's Eve. I caught a walleye, drop shotting, just one walleye. That's it for about 3 hours of being out there. It was cold. But the Audi, I mean, is frozen. I don't know if you guys can see that. Frozen. Yeah, I mean, Jeff, that's the goal for me. The goal is to do this one and have everybody be excited about it and want to know when's the next one. Because like you say, the regional thing, there's people all over the country that want to do this. Good night, Matthew. Yeah, there's a ton of people around all parts of this country that want to have an event like this, and I'm not trying to beat anybody to the punch. I figured this would have happened a long time ago already, but it's something I wanted to do, and we're gonna make it happen. And then, maybe learn and grow from this one and put on a better one in another region, maybe later this year. I would love to do back where I'm from, in the Northwest. I'd also like to do one in places I've never fished. Carolinas, Florida, Georgia, in that area. Okay, copy that, Todd. Okay, hey guys, yeah, I did reach out to Tracker Boats 3 weeks ago and asked them. I was looking for recommendations for a big site to launch a bunch of boats. So I asked Tracker if there's any way they could help me just launching boats from one of their many ramps at Big Cedar. Crickets. That is the truth. So I'm not counting on them or Tracker Boats anyway, for anything. Bass Pro Shops, I think, once I get the literature ready, which should be in a couple weeks, to send out to sponsors, I will lean on Bass Pro Shops, and I think they'll help. I don't know at what capacity, but my experience with doing stuff like this for golf tournaments, I've had better success getting sponsorship things from smaller companies. Bass Pro Shops is the big dog on the block. They don't have to give anybody anything. People are still going to go there. So I'll be looking at every fishing store from Seattle to Maine, for any help in this, as well as lure companies, trolling motor companies, fish finder companies, fishing manufacturers that make rods and reels. I want to try and get a massive amount of stuff to raffle off, which the majority of that money is going to go to the vets. So, and some of it will probably be, depending on what we can scrounge up, will be prizes that go along with other prizes in the cash division. So, you know, these are all options. Does anybody have any ideas or options that I need to talk about? I'll look at the walleye one. You catch a walleye out of Table Rock that time of year, maybe you should get a little prize. The payouts too. If I get 75 boats, I think we're gonna pay out 10 places. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean the raffle things are great, and how we did them, and it changed. It used to be you got the raffle tickets, and then you go play golf, and then you come back in and listen to somebody rattle off numbers for 3 days. So now what happens is you get your raffle tickets, and while you're out fishing or golfing or whatever the charitable thing is, those things are being handled. So when you come back in, there'll be a big board with all the raffle numbers on it, and next to that it'll be what the prize was that you won. So all you got to do is look at your ticket and go to that table and get the prize you won, instead of having to wait hours to have somebody regurgitate it. I will send you the address, Todd. Nobody has any ideas? Is there anybody from this area that's on here right now that like lives around Table Rock Lake besides Jeff and I? Vino and Fireball. By the way, anybody that wants to help, you know, if they know anybody that they could hit up for sponsorship, whether it be a donation of goods or cash or whatever. That's the other thing. I am going to set up an LLC. And I'm opening a bank account this week in Branson. I would use mine, but I think it's better to keep it under the LLC and the name of the tournament, just to avoid any tax crap on my end next year. I'm already going to have to pay. The YouTube money I will have to pay on this year. Yeah, there's deposits. The deposit's $50, Todd. Aaron lives in Joplin. Right on. Yeah, and like I said, you know, anybody that knows any local people around them that wants to send stuff, please do. I'm gonna do this anyway, but I got a letter and some jigs from Caleb Fall that I want to share with you guys. 1 second. I'm not gonna read the letter. It's not that it's personal. But it kind of was. Caleb sent me these jigs. They're from a local bait shop in, so I get this right, it's called the Tackle Shack in northern Indiana. But at any rate, got a nice peanut butter jig by 9K Elite Lures. It's a 1/4-inch spring craw, they call it. Excuse me, the peanut butter one's down here. This is the Spring Craw 9K Elite Lures. It's a nice looking jig. So we got that. And then a couple jigs by the All-Star Custom Bait Company. The Bass Buster jig in peanut butter color. It's got kind of a swim jig head to it. And then we got the black and blue by All-Star that is a football jig. Anyway, it's these kind of companies that I kind of like to support too. You know, they're just trying to make it in this world too. So probably do a test on these jigs and maybe give them away. That might be fun to do. But yeah, check out All-Star Custom Baits. They have they can be found in Topeka, Indiana. There's their info. And 9K Elite Lures at gmail.com. And they can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagram if you're interested. All right, PayPal. Make sure you send it under friends and family. Yeah, I'm going to have multiple ways to pay. You can pay by check, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle, and Apple Pay. So whatever way, I got to figure out. I'm going to have to do that individually. And if there's 75 people over the next 4 months-ish, it's not a big deal for me to handle that individually. I'm not going to set up some sort of a click here button on my Facebook page. A, I don't know how to do that. And B, I would rather keep it simple and more personal. That's just me. I do have another surprise for you guys. Yeah, Joe, I'm doing that in conjunction with the LLC. That's all happening. And that'll happen when I send out the letters for sponsorship type stuff. Now, if somebody just wants to send me a few jigs that they made or their buddy gave them, I'm not going to worry about that. But if Minn Kota, God forbid, goes, hey, yeah, we'll send you down a Tarova to give away. Now we got to start doing paperwork. Yeah. Yeah, Joe, that's the way you got to do it. But those are the little things that you got to do. Right now, my target is on where we're launching from and where we're eating. What do you have, Steven? You can use my boat. I'm not fishing. Yeah. So anyway, I do have some exciting news. There's a gentleman. What's up, James? Any tracker. Yep. No, you could have any tracker aluminum boat. Yes, you could bring your tracker grizzly and fish too. It's an aluminum tracker. Maybe we'll get into mixed boat tournaments later, but this one is for tracker boat owners. No, not like a G3. Sorry, not this event. Now, if we have 70 people that show up and 5 people want to fish that have a low or a G3, I might revisit it. But right now as it stands, I want to leave the availability open for tracker boat owners. We'll see what happens. Yeah. I hope everybody can make it, and we should have everything solidified in the next week or two. Yeah, just tell those people that wow. Right now I'm just leaving it open for tracker people, and if, like I said, if we don't fill it, I'll revisit that question for sure. I think that we're going to be close based on the people that are interested, but who knows? Until you actually put your name and number on paper with a deposit, I really don't know what's going to happen. No, I'm not worried about horsepower restrictions on any of these aluminum boats the tracker makes. The fish don't care how many horsepower a boat has. What's up, SK? You'll find that a lot of these bigger tracker aluminum boats with bigger motors don't go as fast as yours, Jeff. I know a lot of guys with 175s that don't go as fast as you. Well, nobody has a 225 on their aluminum tracker. That is something that's in the rules. You can't have a boat. You cannot have a boat with more horsepower on it than the placard on your boat says by the Coast Guard. That's not my rule. That's a Missouri Highway Patrol rule. Yeah, well, a 150 on a 195 Pro might beat you in a race, maybe. Got to remember that boat is a tank. I'd love to see a race between a Pro 175 with 75 horses on it to a Classic with 50 horse. I'm almost positive the Classic will whoop it. The 115 on a 190 or 195 tracker model, maybe 40. Yeah, I mean, these are laws I can't. I mean, those are, you get, technically you could show up with whatever you want, and then a lot of things can happen. But the state patrol pulls you over and they go through your boat and find illegal stuff. That's on you. And around that time of year, that's when they start paying attention at these resort lakes and these big lakes. It's pretty quiet right now. I have yet to see a DNR person at my lake. I mean, lately, these days, I might see one boat out there. On the weekends, it's a little different. People show up, but it is sparse. Yeah, getting in a wreck, it's illegal. Yeah, I mean, and a lot of people say it. I see it all the time on Facebook where people are like, anybody put a 90 on their tracker Classic yet? And it's like, I mean, yeah, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. It's your boat. But if something goes down and the law that governs your lake comes down on you, you're going to feel it. I guarantee it. send it. Yeah, I mean, you can do it. Yeah, like I said, people do it all the time. There's tons of videos of people throwing big horsepower in little things. But when it comes to a tournament and people are, that's the last thing I want, even though I'm not liable for any of it. The last thing I want is someone to show up and be a jackass and get hurt or worse. Yeah, see that, Jeff, right there? You would beat Joe in a race. Yeah, beer's another thing. I mean, people are adults and they can do what they want, but Missouri Highway Patrol pulls you over on your boat and starts going through your boat and they find a bunch of empties, you're going to answer that question to somebody. So that's something to think about. I honestly have never fished in a charity event. All of mine were cash. Like I you can't even say professional, but 100% payback, no charity involved, cash stuff. And you can't I never saw one person drink. Now, a charity event where people are there to do the good thing and the right thing, that might be different. I've done 1,000 golf tournaments where everybody was trashed at the end of it. Yeah, it's cheap for the day to fish here, one day. One of the ramps I looked at that I can't do it at on that day, by the way, they charge $2 a boat for parking and launching. And I was like, what? Are you sure that's not 20? And that was a private place that's very nice. So, $2 plus 8 to basically $10 for your license and getting your boat on the water. That's pretty cheap. I'll have to I'm renewing my license on, I think it's March 1st. Jeff will correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm going to get the full tilt. I'm going to get some deer next year. I'm going to start hunting. Has nothing to do with fishing tournament, but I'm going to start hunting. And, some of that stuff, it's just so accessible here that it's, if I'm going to try it, I'm in the right spot. Yeah, the dang crappie guys did so far. It's like I said, it's not nothing about May 1st is done yet. Give me a week. But two of the big places I want to launch at are hosting crappie tournaments. One of them has 150 boats. Now you got to remember, this is a massive lake. 150 boats, you wouldn't even notice. But yeah, the problem with that is the state park is one of them. They're doing 150 boats out of there for a Wally Marshall. Now, I would have said, hey, let's screw it. Let's all go fish in this tournament under the guys that were here for that. But it's like an invitational deal from what I understand. It's a qualifier for like some crappie elite deal. It's I think it's Wally Marshall is doing this. And then the other tournament is a 75 or 100 boat tournament going out of a place called What's Up Dock, which was my first choice. So like I said though, we're not dead in the water here anywhere near that. It's just the two big places that I wanted to do it out of, I can't. So we'll figure it out. I just kind of want to, I mean, we could have everybody launch from different places and meet somewhere, but I don't want to do that. I want everybody to basically be in the same place. And it's not because I don't trust people to show up there or whatever, but it just kind of, my thought for this event was everybody be together. So, and I don't mean fishing next to each other, but when we leave together and everybody comes back together, it's all in one controlled area. It'd be easier to just do everything. I think you'd be surprised about Joe being by himself, Jeff. I got a buddy that's got a 175 with a 75 horse on it. It will not go 40 miles an hour. Period. I don't care who's in it. Yeah, I mean the size of these lakes, like, and Table Rock's massive, but Bull Shoals is even bigger. There is a place that I would do it out of Bull Shoals Lake, 100%. But the problem is the lake changes level so much that the place that I would do this out of, it may be underwater in May. So, but if I could have done it at this park that's about 6 miles from here up the lake, it would have been perfect. You could put 1,000 people out there and still have a ton of room. But since 2008, the Corps has allowed more water into Bull Shoals from Table Rock and Taneycomo that basically puts this area underwater that I'm talking about for a good portion of the summer. So it's not reliable. Otherwise, I would do it in a heartbeat. If that didn't flood, that's where we would be having our tournament. Yeah, dual licenses if you're going to go into Arkansas, but I wouldn't. I don't think you need to, but people might want to. It's probably, which I'm about a 30-minute boat ride from where I'm talking about, and then Arkansas is going the other way. Probably 50 minute, almost an hour boat ride. You don't need to go that far to catch fish, I promise. Licenses will be the boater's responsibility as well. That's just obvious. People, if they need advice on where to go and where to get them, I'll definitely steer them. I bet I would just go to Bass Pro Shops on the Branson Landing, or there's a few Walmarts around Branson that can handle that no problem. But those are going to be your best bets. Or buy them online. That's even easier. Oh, well, thanks, Todd. For you CCW holders throughout America, Todd has just enlightened us that Missouri honors a majority of the state's CCW policies. Yeah, the chances of somebody getting down into Arkansas are probably pretty slim. If it happened, it's Table Rock's where it's happening, guys. But yeah, you could go the other way in Table Rock to Arkansas, but it's a tall. Jeff ain't lying. Unless you launch on the very west side of the lake, it's a haul. You aren't gonna make it on a tank of gas. So there's that. Yeah, this is true, Todd. My carry's over there. Did everybody have a good Christmas? That's what's important. Yeah, that's pretty much anywhere, Jeff, that has that. You're not supposed to take it in a school or a bar, or there's businesses out there you cannot take a gun into regardless of the CCW. Those are facts. Christmas was great. I'll tell you what, it's the first Christmas in years, like over a decade, where I woke up and was not in a hurry. It's just, it was nice to just not be in a hurry. And kids had a great morning. My wife and I just had a great time watching them. We had breakfast, and everybody kind of dispatched to their own area of the house, and were doing things with their Christmas presents. And I took mine. I took my Christmas present out to the lake. That guy, the Garmin 93 SV, and I went fishing for about 4 hours on Christmas Day and caught some fish. Nothing to write home about. I caught a walleye and a not big enough either. Couple little bass. Oh no, hold on. Christmas Day, I went out with Jeff and Roper. I caught 2 bass. They caught quite a few, but nothing to get excited about. And then on New Year's Eve, I went out by myself. I got off work a little early, about 1 o'clock. Went straight across the lake and started drop shotting, which is something I'm trying to get better at. I don't have a lot of patience for drop shotting, but I think that's a key thing to do here in the wintertime. So I I forget what color I was using, if it was Morning Dawn or Morning Dawn's kind of a shaddish color with purple in it. Anyway, threw that out there and caught a nice walleye, but the damn thing wasn't long enough. They got to be 18 inches. $200 in gift cards, child. Well, make that go a long way. Yeah, Ned rig fishing. I caught my first Ned rig fish on Christmas Day. Just not a bait I ever really got into using. I don't have any confidence with it, just because I don't use it. But apparently, I better get used to it because I think it's important here, especially when it's smallmouth time. Your dollar amount there brings me to a point. We have somebody, and I can't tell you who, he asked me not to, but we have a subscriber who has donated $250 for the next giveaway. Okay. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to spend that money. But $250, you guys, for the next giveaway. There's going to be some cool stuff, I promise. Jeff, are you still going to buy that Helix 7 fish finder for me? Yeah, Wendy, I was blown away. The guy reached out to me, and the check is on its way. So I've been racking my brain thinking of how I'm going to spend this money in the best way. Hi, Mom. Yeah, so it's $250. On average, I spend about 100. well over $100 on a giveaway between all the stuff, and shipping is what gets me. Somewhere between 50 and 65, $70 for shipping of all this stuff. Like, you got 10 items you're giving away. It doesn't matter what they weigh or cost. It's going to be at $5 minimum an item to mail. So, it's YouTube money that I make, so it doesn't really affect me personally, but it's when I start thinking about $250 giveaways, I'm like, oh my God, I could have 20 things I have to mail. Hey, Larry. Fishing Monday or Tuesday, whichever is nicer. What's wrong with tomorrow? Got 6 OG Slims online and got a Rapala 50-pound scale and culling South BB term. Right on. I don't know if I can fish Monday or Tuesday. I'll try. Now I got more of these. All of your guys' stuff just got mailed. That won the last giveaway right before New Year's. So look out for that. Should take about a week. My boat is not covered in snow. Look at that. Hey, any of you guys that live in the Midwest, do any of you have metal garages, like separate from your house? I am looking at doing that right now for spring. I'm mostly what I'm looking for is what not to use. Yes. Anybody, and I know Todd, you like I forget who it was, excuse me, during the live thing last week. Their wife makes shirts and stuff. I want to get in touch with them. Yeah, there's going to be a special shirt for the tournament, 100%. I think every person will get one. And, depending on sponsorships, I want to put the day, time, year of the event, some sort of a logo commemorizing the event, and on the back, all the sponsorships. MJB event staff shirts, yeah. I don't know what my staff's gonna look like, but I have a feeling there's gonna be about a half a dozen people. And I think it'll be fine. As far as just the event stuff that I need done for weighing, the registration at the beginning of the day, the food's handled. That will all be catered. We shouldn't have to do too much with that. And I'm looking forward to that. Tomorrow, Jeff, what's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow before I agree to that? It is cold right now. I'm saying it's hovering right around 31, 32 degrees. Okay, so Todd, the hats, when I sell all of these hats, I'm gonna re-up. When I get close, I still got about 20 of them. I've sold a few. Those are in the mail for the people that bought them. But when I see that inventory drop a little bit, I'll order more. I don't want. I didn't order these hats to make a mint of money. I don't really make much off of them. Basically they're about $26 a piece with free shipping. After everything's said and done, with embroidery and shipping, I make about $4 a hat, maybe 5. It depends on where you live. So it wasn't. I just wanted to make my money back. That's all I'm looking for on the hats. I'm not trying to make a fortune off of these hats. It's just the way it is with shipping. But black and red was one of my options. But the manufacturer I got the hats from, Richardson, did not have at the time black and red. Otherwise, I would have done it. I know that's a major color, and it'll be in the next order. I will get black and red for sure. High of 52 tomorrow? I could work with that. Are you thinking Taneycomo or out here? Because there ain't catching trout out here is a difficult task. I've caught one. Yeah, the hat colors. This is the first batch. And then I'll do another batch of all different stuff. These are all, and by the way, guys, these are super limited. I'm not gonna, like, this color won't be made again. The cryptic camo with the orange MD, and by the way, these are all stitched. This is the Richardson 112 hat, but these won't come back. Once I make one color and they're gone, they're gone. I'm not looking to be that guy that just makes the same thing over and over. And I think I'm going to do one of the fish logo next time instead of just the fishing logo. How's that grab you? What time is it? 7:35. Yeah, but I don't. When it comes to this whole merchandise thing, that's not my thing. I don't know how to do it. When people win these monthly giveaways, I get their shirt size, I go buy the shirt, Baby T makes it. If I had 1 million subscribers and people were ordering 1,000 shirts a month, I would have to redo this. Gold stitched edition coming out. I don't know. I did a couple special hats for Drake that he wanted a black and gold kind of a combination. There's 2 of those. Those are ultra rare. They have Drake's logo on them. I also have a Baby T edition, and my daughter has the Buggy edition. She's a ladybug aficionado. But that the merchandise stuff, I wasn't. I don't know how to say it. It's just not. It wasn't something I did to make money. I know people had asked me for a year, like, where are the, don't you have hats? Where are your hats? And I'm like, I'll get to it. And it wasn't that I didn't want to. It was just, I didn't want to be the Amway sales guy and sell this shit or buy a bunch of it and it just sit here because nobody really wants it. So I was realistic when I ordered. I probably have 20 hats left out of the 30 something I ordered. Just to see how it worked. But if I could find a way to have it where it's just the logos and stuff and you go to a website and you buy it, I would do that. But I don't like how they do it. Well, we got a ladybug edition hat. Just saying, Todd. Well, and that's the thing, Jeff. I mean, everybody that knows me knows I'm not the clickbait guy. Like, do I want to sell this? Look. It's on top of my golf shit. But that box right there has hats in it. But I don't throw them up on Instagram and all that crap. I don't know how to do all that. How about black and silver? Are you a Raiders fan just by chance? Black and silver would be easy. Black and silver shirts are definitely easy. You want a ladybug hat for Christy, Todd? Yeah, so far for the next round of hats, I got black and red and black and silver. I think I'm gonna do 4 different variations. So black and silver and black and red, those are 2 I will do. I'll do at least 5 of each. And like Garland, I don't know if you know this, but I'm trying to keep this as rare as possible. Like, I'm not gonna buy 100 of each color. I want people to, when they get these hats, they're like, I got 1 of 5. What did I miss? I'm sorry, Todd. I just saw my mom's comment. I missed whatever that was about. The one that you have, I have one. Hold on. I'll tell you. Okay. The Cryptek. There are 2 left. And that is it. Jeff McCain has one. I have one. And there's been one other mailed out. And then it's just the standard issue. I see a lot of people wearing these colors. That's why I went with them. Those 2. And then the Heritage Edition. Wendy, I'll save you that one. Yeah, I'm hoping that I don't have these hats by then. And they're different hats. But yeah, they're whatever I have, yeah, I'll bring it. I will and any proceeds from that, like the profit of it, will go to the charity. And like I said, it's not a lot. So if I sell 10 of these hats, $40 is going to charity, and I break even on what it cost me to make them. I think she did, Wendy. I just forgot it. I forgot. I'll call you later if that's okay. Can I call you, Wendy, when this is over? Where's the ladybug? Okay. Nobody go anywhere. It's going to take me about... The house is long. I'm going to go get the ladybug hat to show Todd. Give me 30 seconds. Sorry about that, people. Anyway, Maggie's looking for hers, but we have the pink MJB fishing hat, the baby T edition. And then we have Drake's. Drake's is custom. You're right, Jeff. It's been a minute since I ran that far. I can't even make anything up about that.
She said that this is the same.
Here, go get the other pink one on my entertainment center in the office.
Okay.
So Todd, this is on a net gator, but the ladybug is also on the hat. It would be like a pink ladybug instead of red on the hat in place of baby T. Yeah, you know what? Matthew, I should have some YouTube music queued up that doesn't violate the copyright restrictions that we have that are super serious. That's something about YouTube that's a little bizarre.
I don't see it.
It's by my center channel, just to the other side of it. Yeah, the pink ones, I bought a few of them. I didn't know if people would want them, but there is a pink one with the fish logo. It's playing around there with the fish logo. I know people like that one. A lot. I think most of the people that won the last giveaway before Christmas are getting a fish sticker in their box. Todd, you want one of the ladybug ones in red? Minus the buggy? That's Maggie's nickname, Buggy. All right, so next round of hats, we're gonna have black and gray, black and red, and I'm gonna do a blue and gray, I think. Maybe a batch of pink. So there's 4. Let's do one more. What's up, Bassin on the Elkhart? I gave a shout out earlier to your homies. 9K Elite Lures. And All-Star Custom Baits up there in northern Indiana at the Tackle Shack. Oh, here's Maggie's hat, Todd.
I have the same initials as him.
You guys, Bassin on the Elkhart, he's the one that sent me all these jigs. And thanks, man. Black with blue, MJB. Coming your way. There's 5. Those are the 5 colors I'm doing next. Probably right around my birthday, which is in March. It takes like 2 to 3 weeks to get them and about another week to stitch them. I don't know. What do you guys think? So, stitched or baby T's handiwork? What do you guys like? Yeah, so I think we got the colors all shaken out for the next batch of hats. Yeah. Net gaiters. Are you guys into these? I I wear these because coming from Arizona and the sun beating on you, it helped a lot. Now that I'm here, when I put these on, it's to stay warm. You know, it keeps your face pretty warm when you're making a run across the lake and it's cold. That's why I don't ride motorcycles anymore, Jeff. Yeah, you could do that. Elkhart. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of weird where I live. Masks aren't mandatory. Unless you're in Branson, you don't have to wear them. And I'm not going to go into who should and who shouldn't. It's just the way it is here. At any rate, you guys, I really want to thank everybody for the last. We're getting close to 3. We're 3 years into this, and I appreciate it. It's been amazing. I'm trying to put together a video that'll go out on February 16th, which is the day I think I picked up the boat of 2018. So 3 years of boat ownership with this boat and kind of the trials and tribulations I've been through with it. I really put some miles on it the first year. Like, I put thousands and thousands of miles on this trailer in 2018, to the tune of 12 to 14,000 miles on it the first year of ownership. It slowed down a little bit in 19, and then 20. I fished a lot, but not until I moved here did I put another solid swat of miles on it. I mean, we're looking at like 1,200 miles one way in 24 hours. So, if I were to guess how many miles this trailer had on it today, it'd be well over 20,000. For those of you that don't know, where I lived in Arizona, it was 100 miles in any direction just to get to a lake that you could put this boat in. So every time I went fishing, it was at minimum a 200-mile round trip. And, you know, that takes its toll. You do 10 trips, there's 2,000 miles. Why are non-heritage or classic trackers allowed to fish with the horsepower? I don't feel like it's that big of a... I do not feel that it's that big of an advantage. Just by watching the boats that I see and the friends that I know that have the bigger models of these, their boats aren't that much faster. I'm not worried about it. I have a feeling that a person that drives one of these boats is going to win all the money anyway. There's going to be more of you than there are of them. Yeah, I'm getting real close, Garland, to doing the bearings. I'll make a video about that too. I've never done bearings on a boat. Yeah, I should be bent out of shape that Jeff McCain has a 50. No, it's the horsepower advantage is to me, it's really not even a game, a player in this event. At the end of the day, this event's to have fun and make a ton of money for charity. And you will, Todd. You will. Especially if it's a 175 with a 60 horse, you're going to smash it. It won't even it will be more of a whooping than Jeff put on me in my heritage boat. Trust me. Michael, I have capped it at 75 entries. The entries will start being available probably tomorrow. When 75 spots get filled up, it's done. And there are little caveats to that. I'm requiring a $50 refundable deposit. And that is refundable up until about April 1st. Only because come April 1st, I will have to pay for the food. And that's the only thing that I'm really worried about, is if I get to that point and people start not showing up or whatever the reason is, I have to pay for all that food out of pocket. And it's going to be in the thousands. How am I going to handle it? It's a 3-fish bass limit, and there right now, as I have it scheduled, and I may throw in another option, but it's 3 bass, smallmouth, largemouth, and spotted bass 15 inches over is your limit. Now, I added a big crappie to the event, which will pay, if the event fills up to 75 boats, having the biggest crappie is going to more than pay for your tournament. Just one fish will pay for everything. So Greg, I'm probably going to need your help. And Jeff already knows. But yeah, no, the crappie around March 1st in that lake, you're going to 2 to 3 pound crappie. You're going to need more. My guess would be 3 pounds or better on a crappie to get paid. That's a big ass crappie, you guys. It's like a dinner plate. Yes, absolutely. It's a 2-man. Doesn't matter how you split it up. It's a 2-man tournament. 3 biggest fish. There will be 2 big fish options for bass and one crappie. Bring your biggest crappie to the scale. And that'll be weighed. Yeah, I doubt you're going to make it unless you really like Branson, Missouri. Patriot Prepper. But there will be tournaments following this, provided this goes successfully. We're going to have a northeastern, a southeastern, a northwest, a southwest event. Just provided we can pull this off, and if it's what I think it should be. I don't want to do this, you guys, if it's half-assed. Arizona folks will definitely be at the southwestern one. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of good sticks there too that I know that would be there, and kind of scares me a little bit. Absolutely, Patriot Prepper. I will be, by the way, you guys, for you guys in the Northeast, I will be in about an hour from Manhattan, west of New Jersey, for a couple weeks in July. So if any of you guys want to go fishing, let me know. I'd be more than happy to come to you, or you guys come to me. What's up, Buggy?
I think Oliver adopted me.
Apparently we have another cat. But at any rate, I'll be in the Northeast this summer for a couple weeks. And I'd love to meet some of you guys that live up there. That'd be awesome. I think I need a second bottle of wine. This one wasn't full, by the way. It was only half. Right on, Greg. I'll talk to you later. Happy New Year, brother. Yeah, May 1st. May 1st is the date as it stands right now. All right, guys. We are an hour and a half in. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Let you guys get back to your glorious weekend. But hey, like I said, all of the rule stuff was done at the first 20 minutes of this video. Yeah, Jeff, absolutely. If you want any information about the tournament, I will have the PDFs of the sign-up sheet, the registration sheet, and then the weight sheet that you're going to see during the tournament that'll be used to record your weights, and some signature information that basically acknowledges that you have read it and take responsibility for what it says. But at any rate, you guys, Happy New Year. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I got a video I got to make. It's made. I just have to get into town to download it because it sucks here. But Happy New Year, guys. We're going to hit it hard this year. I'll see you soon. Take it easy.